Is Trump going to make Bitcoin take off? How? Today on Bitcoin Now, we're diving into Donald Trump's proposals and discussing how they might benefit us, the Bitcoin enthusiasts. Disclaimer: these are just speculations. I don't have a crystal ball. So, if you're the type to bet millions on a horse named Alex just because YouTube told you to, then no, don't do that if you value your life. Let's get started. Key proposals that could positively impact Bitcoin. 1. Strategic Bitcoin Reserve. Trump has suggested that the U.S. maintain a strategic Bitcoin reserve, utilizing the Bitcoins the government already possesses, acquired through criminal investigations and seizures. This includes approximately 210,000 Bitcoins, valued in the billions. Trump promises not to sell these assets and instead use them as a symbol of dominance in the cryptocurrency market. The idea is to position the U.S. as a leader in the digital financial space, similar to how gold or oil reserves are used strategically. This could bring a sense of stability to public finances, given Bitcoin's resistance to geopolitical influences since it is not controlled by any government. Diversifying state assets in this way could also validate Bitcoin for people unfamiliar with it, often those aged 40 and above who may not be tech-savvy. However, this proposal hinges on legislative approval and is likely to face resistance, as it could reduce public officials' power while legitimizing Bitcoin as a valuable asset, something that goes against the interests of traditional bureaucrats. 2. Pro-Bitcoin regulation. Trump plans to fire SEC Chairman Gary Gensler and replace him with a pro-crypto regulator. He argues that the current regulatory framework stifles innovation and hurts the U.S. crypto industry, potentially preventing the country from becoming a global crypto hub. His plan includes creating clearer regulations, supporting cryptocurrency ETFs, and reducing regulatory disputes that currently plague companies like Coinbase and Binance. As any sensible person knows, excessive regulation often translates to barriers to entry for new competitors, increasing costs that are ultimately passed on to consumers. These measures could make Bitcoin more accessible to the average American who wants to store their satoshis in a cold wallet. However, implementation will require congressional support and will face pushback from regulators favoring stricter rules to combat fraud and money laundering, concerns often seen as subjective and used as excuses to tighten bureaucratic control over the average citizen. Before we continue, I need to pay my bills, so let me introduce you to this stylish, sleek, eye-catching, and gamer digital watch. With a futuristic design, it will give your home a unique touch, combining style and functionality. Checking the time without style is just too boring. Why not do it with a cool watch? By getting one of these, you'll also help the channel bring more videos. If you're interested and want to get yours, I'll leave a link in the video description for you to check it out. So go to the description and click the link. 3, 2, 1. Checked it out? Alright then, let's continue. 2. Pro-Bitcoin regulation. Trump plans to fire SEC Chairman Gary Gensler and replace him with a pro-crypto regulator. He argues that the current regulatory framework stifles innovation and hurts the U.S. crypto industry, potentially preventing the country from becoming a global crypto hub. His plan includes creating clearer regulations, supporting cryptocurrency ETFs, and reducing regulatory disputes that currently plague companies like Coinbase and Binance. As any sensible person knows, excessive regulation often translates to barriers to entry for new competitors, increasing costs that are ultimately passed on to consumers. These measures could make Bitcoin more accessible to the average American who wants to store their satoshis in a cold wallet. However, implementation will require congressional support and will face pushback from regulators favoring stricter rules to combat fraud and money laundering, concerns often seen as subjective and used as excuses to tighten bureaucratic control over the average citizen. 3. Boosting Bitcoin mining in the U.S. Trump aims to make the U.S. a global leader in Bitcoin mining by incentivizing domestic operations that utilize local energy sources. He believes this strategy could create jobs and strengthen American digital sovereignty. From a state perspective, this is a smart move. A market with minimal taxes grows larger, allowing the government to collect small taxes on large volumes rather than large taxes on a small market. In simpler terms, it's better to have a small slice of a large pie than to hoard a tiny pie for yourself. Bitcoin mining requires significant electricity, raising concerns about environmental and economic impacts. However, Critics often overlook that Bitcoin consumes less energy than traditional banking systems or even household devices left on standby mode. Interestingly, no one seems to be campaigning to ban LED lights. Countries like Kazakhstan and El Salvador are already investing in Bitcoin mining. If the US follows through, it will compete directly with these nations, creating an exciting showdown we'll cover right here on Bitcoin Now. So, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to stay updated. 4. Opposition to central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. Trump has taken a firm stance against a U.S. central bank digital currency, CBDC, labeling it a threat to financial privacy and economic freedom. This stance resonates with many Americans, providing a sense of relief for now. His opposition aligns with the core principles of financial decentralization championed by Bitcoin enthusiasts. CBDCs could enable surveillance and economic control, as seen in countries like Brazil, where officials have openly admitted that their digital currency, DREX, could dictate where and what consumers are allowed to purchase. It's the pure essence of a dystopian sci-fi future. Many Republicans, including Ron DeSantis, share Trump's view, which could pave the way for legislation blocking the creation of a CBDC in the US. This is a hopeful sign, though not all countries are as fortunate. 5. Presidential Cryptocurrency Advisory Council. Trump proposes creating a Presidential Advisory Council for cryptocurrency, composed of pro-crypto experts and regulators. This council would aim to establish clear regulatory guidelines within the first 100 days of his presidency, potentially improving organization and planning within the industry. This initiative is a direct response to criticisms of regulatory uncertainty in the U.S. agencies like the SEC frequently clash with crypto companies over jurisdictional issues, creating confusion and discouraging the development of a sustainable crypto market in America. Don't miss out. If you want to see more videos, click to explore. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. What are the impacts of these measures on the crypto market and Bitcoin in the United States? Trump's proposals aim to position the U.S. as a leader in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market, strengthening institutional trust and popularizing Bitcoin among American audiences. The idea of a strategic Bitcoin reserve would bring stability and credibility to the digital asset, while pro-crypto regulation would facilitate investments and reduce regulatory disputes. His opposition to CBDCs highlights a commitment to decentralization and financial privacy. Incentivizing Bitcoin mining in the U.S. would aim to increase the country's influence in the global mining sector, creating jobs and strengthening digital sovereignty. Meanwhile, the Presidential Cryptocurrency Advisory Council would seek to establish clear market guidelines, fostering innovation and transparency. Overall, these measures could make the U.S. a central hub for the crypto market, attracting investments and solidifying Bitcoin as a crucial asset in the economic and institutional landscape of the country.